Barrie, Ontario is under a state of emergency this morning over unhoused encampments.
I'm almost ashamed of Barrie. You know, we love living here, and it's a beautiful city, but it's terrible to see tourists coming in or everything, and seeing people begging on the street corners. It gives them the wrong message, I think.
Well, that's one resident reacting to Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall's declaration of a state of emergency on Tuesday. The mayor says encampments are causing significant risk and harm to the city. The move will make it easier for the city to crack down on encampments, including clearing out the sites entirely. For more on what this decision will mean for the city, how it will be carried out, we're joined this morning by Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall. Welcome to your morning.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Anne-Marie.
Great to have you here. Thanks for talking to us. According to the county's website, Barrie has a chronic homelessness rate of more than 15%. And you have cited crime and health concerns as the reason for the emergency order. When will action begin on the encampments?
Well, it's a process that requires us to go and give notice. After we've given notice, we need to make sure that the offer of housing and the offer of supports, mental health supports, obviously addiction support, which is a huge issue inside of the homeless community. Those services need to be offered, and we obviously want as many people to accept and take those services as possible. Following that, there'll be a trespass order to those who have decided that they're not going to take help, they're not going to take support. And at that point, our bylaw and our police, along with our outreach workers, will be able to go in and start removing encampments.
How long of a time period do you expect that to take? And when will does it start today?
Well, the reality is that we have about 20 different encampments throughout the city of Barrie. Now, we have a large geographic area, but that's still 20 different encampments. Some of them are 1 or 2 tents, and some of them are 50 tents. So what our team has been doing over the last 3 or 4 days is trying to identify where we're going to start and go from there. We're working with the county to make sure that as we move forward, we're obviously offering those services, but we're going to the places that have maybe it's critical infrastructure beside it, wellheads, streams that are going down into our lake, those types of things, and then go out from there. So it's not an overnight fix. This is still going to be a very long-term fix. It's not going to take days. It's going to take months. Having said that, things will start to move over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Organizations supporting unhoused people in Barrie are warning that there aren't enough spaces for individuals living in encampments to go, which is why you're seeing this concentration. And according to data from Simcoe County, there are 912 individuals who experience chronic homelessness, so homelessness of 6 months or more. The order also says the move is to protect residents, and I assume that includes the unhoused population residents. So once encampments are cleared, where are they going to go?
Well, if you actually look at the order that I put out yesterday, one of the critical pieces of it is that the county needs to go and attain or retain more housing for folks to go into, whether that's a shelter space, transitional housing for folks that are ready for transitional housing, affordable housing for folks that are ready to move from transitional to affordable housing, but just create capacity throughout the entire system. If the county's not able to do that, what this emergency order gives me the power to do is empower our staff to go and do it ourselves without the county. We're in a bit of a relationship with the county in the sense that they provide all of the social services inside of Simcoe County and within the city of Barrie and Aurelia. So if those spaces and services are not available through the county, the emergency order actually gives us the ability to delve into the social service side of it and provide those services ourselves.
I'm wondering if you can offer some more detail on another portion of your statement, the part that addresses unhoused residents, that they accept the help that is here or move on. You've already touched on the fact that there is an addictions issue in part of the unhoused population there. Can you help us understand what you meant by how the move on portion of that will be carried out?
Yeah, what I said is this, is that if you'd like help, Barrie wants to be the place that's going to provide you help. We want to be able to provide those mental health supports, really provide the addiction rehab support. We have a heart hub that's now up and running for the most part, at least. Our local hospital has just brought new beds in for inpatient rehabilitation. But if you want to live in a life of addiction, and if you want to live in a life that's inside of these encampments, which we know has massive amount of violence, double homicide last month, is an environmental issue. The province issued an environmental order to shut down an encampment due to the amount of waste that was going into our streams, which eventually go into our drinking water. Then Barrie's not the place for you. There are places that accept encampments. There are places that accept this type of behavior. We're just not one of them. And so if you want help, we want to be the people that help. If you don't want help, it's probably time to find another place that lets people live in that type of lifestyle.
Mayor, just so that I am clear, so what you're saying is if you are not willing to get over your addiction, you are not welcome in Barrie?
What I'm saying is if you're not willing to get help, and if you're not willing to move out of a tent and into a space that we have available for you, then it's time to move out of Barrie to somewhere else that accepts that type of behavior.
Is that legal?
Well, I think it is legal in the sense that right now it's illegal to put up a tent on any place in the city of Barrie that isn't designated for camping. That's what bylaws are for. That's where the word legal comes from. And obviously, we need to enforce those laws to ensure that we don't have situations like double homicides, and we don't have situations where our drinking water is receiving E. coli levels that are 5 times what a closure rate is. So, these laws are created for a reason. They're to protect the population, and that drinking water applies to everybody, not just the folks who have, a home to live in, but those who stop at a drinking fountain on the side of the street. So it helps everybody equally.
Just so I'm really clear, Mayor, just before we end our interview. So if the path for addiction that you're offering to people is not accepted, you've asked that they not stay in Barrie. But then I guess the move on portion is what I'm trying to understand. Will you forcibly remove them? Like what happens to that population?
Well, look, these things don't, as I said, they don't happen overnight. But what we've been able to do in the past is family reunification. If folks want to go back towards home, hopefully that works. There's actually the studies show that when you're surrounded with people that support you, you have a better chance of being successful. So I think that's probably one of the major items that we would look to. But the reality is that each and every day, the staff are going to go around with our outreach workers, and these tents are going to have to move on. And if individuals decide that they're going to take their tent down every morning before a worker comes out, then we'll see how that goes. But for the most part, we want to make this a place that's comfortable to get help, comfortable to get its support, comfortable to be able to improve one's life. We do not want to enable the lifestyle of addictions and destruction. And unfortunately, as a society for many years, that's what we've been doing.
I'm sure that you've also heard this argument, Mayor, too, that providing a supportive environment. I mean, a lot of times people are unhoused because they've left a home environment. So if they are looking for a supportive environment, they would find that in a community, and that's in your community. So you could make the argument that removing them from your community is actually removing the things that you say that you believe are going to help them.
No, I think actually you're entirely incorrect there, which is that we're trying to provide that type of community by providing outreach workers, by providing support, by providing the Heart Hub, by providing an opportunity to get out of a life of destruction. That's where people are going to be able to find community. The idea that injection sites or encampments are an appropriate place to get out of one's addiction and out of that destructive lifestyle is just not accurate. That's how we ended up with a double murder and with people being dismembered.
Mayor Nuttall, I appreciate you coming on the program today, dismantling some of what you had to say, explaining how it's going to be executed in the city of Barrie. Thank you. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks so much for your time as well.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.